Again, this is one of my discussions as apostle of common sense, or what I call Christian apologetic. This topic is on divorce and marriage. Someone asked me at work recently about her observation that Nigerian men do not get married to Black American women. And I asked him why she came to that conclusion. She said that was her observation, that she does not know any Nigerian man that is married to a Black American woman. And I said, no, that is not the case. It's not true. Because I'm Nigerian, and a lot of my friends are married to Black American women. Nigerians don't look for wives or spouses based on color, race, geographical location, and etc. The culture comes from honors virtues more than anything else. For instance, things that may be considered extremely abusive here, such as having young women in high schools and elementary school not have long hair. In all the secondary schools I'm aware of growing up in Nigeria, all the girls had short hair like men, and the reason was very clear. If you wake up in the morning, it's easier for you to just brush your hair and get to the classes and go to school, because the parents were more concerned about giving you solid education you would need in life more than your looks, even though looks are essential, but they are somewhat material in outlook, because what constitutes a good person is the character more than the physical appearance. I also, in this conversation, came up with the concept of marriage and divorce, and that in my hamlet where I grew up, divorce is considered an abomination. So marriage is not something you rush into and is so fanciful that there is no pain, because nothing good is devoid of pain. Marriage is a package bringing two people together with certain differences, and they work hard to form a consensus in their decision making and in their relationship solidly based on love. That doesn't mean there will be difficulties sometimes, but no matter how tough it is, according to the scriptures, love will help you resolve them. And so the concept of who I'm married to or who I'm not married to sometimes may be influenced by the values that one holds. Divorce is absolutely unacceptable to God Himself. You can walk away from a marriage, but not divorced. If you're walking away to save your life, you're walking away to avoid threat to your life, but not because you suddenly don't like this person anymore, or you suddenly don't appreciate your living standard, or you need somebody more handsome or more beautiful, and etc. Because it is very clear in Matthew chapter 5 for those who are Christians. It simply says, somebody went to Jesus among the Pharisees and asked, is it okay for us to divorce our wives and give them certificate of divorce? And Jesus said, no. And I repeat, Jesus said, no. And so they said to him, why then did Moses command us to do so? And Jesus said to them, it was because of the wickedness of your heart that Moses allowed you to do so, for in the beginning it was never so. That in the beginning, that God made it man and woman and joined them together to become one flesh. Therefore, whatsoever God has put together, let no man separate. And then he went on to say, truly, truly, I say to you, whoever divorces his wife unless on the grounds of unchastity makes her an adulteress. And whoever marries the divorced woman commits adultery. These are words of Jesus Christ himself. So, if you leave your marriage for cosmetic reasons, you're wasting your time as a Christian. If you are leaving your marriage because of convenience, you are equally wasting your time. And St. Paul says that once you are married, you are forever bound to that person until death separates you. And this is the oath that you swear during your marriage ceremony in the church, for better or for worse. And sometimes it's not pretty, because when you have a sick loved one who is so vulnerable, cannot take care of himself or herself, you will be very demanding on the healthy spouse. But that's why both of you, when joined together, you become half of each other. Therefore, it is not a question whether God allows this or not, because it is very clear here by God's own declaration that divorce is not acceptable and is considered a mortal sin. How does this apply to the question from my colleague at work concerning Nigerians? The geographical location where you are sometimes will influence your thought process in reference to what is good and what is bad. But when you take spirituality and take the Bible or a similar truth as your standard for looking at virtues, it becomes necessary for you to know what it takes to choose a spouse, that it has nothing to do with nationality.